Hi everybody, Danny Gottlieb here, Professor for the Evolution of Jazz 2 class. Welcome. I'm sure you remember Evolution of Jazz 1. This is basically a continuation of that course, and it's the same basic format with a few changes. For the textbook, we're going to be using the same book we used for Evolution of Jazz 1, not the Smithsonian book, but my Evolution of Jazz drumming book. You already have this. In case you sold it, you can get it from Amazon or at the bookstore, but we're going to be using this. It's the same book from Ev Jazz 1. You don't need any other book. We're also going to be using Canvas instead of Blackboard, and I'm still figuring it out, but it seems like a much better program, easier to negotiate, and I hope you find using Canvas a big improvement over Blackboard. So Evolution of Jazz 2, distance learning, there are no class meetings, it's all done online. A few changes, but the same format as Evolution of Jazz 1. Okay, instead of 10 modules, we're going to have 13 modules with a quiz. Same thing, they'll be dated. There's a due date, just go online and take a look and see what the schedule is. 13 modules with 13 quizzes. In addition to that, we're going to have 3 discussion questions with a 2-part assignment for that. You're basically going to have to answer the discussion question and then respond to your classmates. I'm going to read this from my computer. Discussion topic 1, which is about 3 modules in. Here's the question. The main elements of music are rhythm, harmony, and melody. In the development of swing, rhythm was especially important. For this discussion, please discuss the importance of rhythm in terms of jazz music and specifically the development of swing and some of the characteristics of the great drummers that you've studied. Because this is going to be based around the drummers in this book. And by this point, we will have gotten up to the swing era, so it should be a pretty easy question to answer. Cite some musical examples to support your discussion. You can compare the rhythms played by different drummers and how it affected the musicians and bands with whom they played. There's 6 points for the post, which is create a thread and give it a name like Gene Krupa's Jungle Rhythms, and then you have to do 150 words or more and use well-formed sentences with no spelling errors. There's a rubric, you can see what the criteria for the full grade would be. And then you have to read all the threads in the forum and reply to at least 2 original threads. Replying to another reply doesn't qualify. You actually have to reply to the post of the discussion question. Write your reply in 1 or 2 sentences using well-formed sentences with no spelling errors. This is all in the computer, but basically there are 3 discussion questions that are graded and there are points given for that. So that's a new thing we didn't have in Evolution of Jazz 1. There are also some critical thinking questions which we didn't have in Evolution of Jazz 1. The critical thinking questions are a little more involved. They're not factual, like you can look it up in the textbook or look it up on the computer. They're thought questions, and they will happen during the semester. You'll see all of that in the information on the homepage about the course. So 13 quizzes for the 13 modules, just 3 discussion questions, 3 critical thinking questions, and then for our assignments for this course, you're going to have a choice of 2 out of 3 assignments. The jazz concerts, which in previous years were for extra credit, are now a possible assignment. So assignment number 1, you could attend a jazz concert, write a review, follow the directions. That's assignment number 1. Assignment number 2 is an essay question, and that's listed in the course. And assignment number 3 is Rich Madison, a great jazz euphonium and tuba player, started our jazz department way back in 1988. And I have archived all of his materials. He passed away in '93, unfortunately. But while he was in the Jacksonville area in the late 80s, he did a bunch of radio shows, and I've archived all of his memorabilia at our Carpenter Library. And online are a couple of these radio shows. So assignment number 3 is to listen to a 30-minute broadcast of Rich Madison talking about jazz and playing music and do a review. You have to pick 2 of those assignments. All of the due dates are listed in the course schedule. Watch them because they sneak up on you really quickly. And if you decide to go to a concert at the end of the semester and then you can't go because you have to go to a basketball game or you have a test in something else, then you don't get credit because you didn't get the assignments in on time. So look at the 3 assignments, pick which 2 you want to do, and get them in by the due date. It's very easy to do. Just follow the schedule, work ahead, and you'll be fine. Also, in all of the 13 modules, I've listed questions for possible quiz questions. If you just take notes on it, read what I wrote. Some of them are questions like, what instrument did Dizzy Gillespie play? And it's illustrated in the video you just watched. Other things that you might not pick up from the video, such as Miles Davis played music in 4 different eras, and I describe what it is. Take notes of it, and if you have those notes in front of you, the quizzes will be easy and very, very simple. So again, one more time, 13 modules, discussion questions, critical thinking questions, and then 2 of the 3 assignments. Hope you enjoy the Evolution of Jazz class. Have a great semester.